don't fear anymore. I'm a child of heaven, my hope is secure. I've got joy cause I've got Jesus. Sing it with me. He gave me beauty for ashes, turned my life around. He broke my chains and now I dance on solid ground. For all he's done to save me, I will raise my voice. I've got Jesus, so I've got joy. He bore all of my burdens, yes, my debt has been paid. Then he said to my dry bones, rise up out of that grave. He has all of my worship, all the honor and praise. I've got joy cause I've got Jesus. He gave me beauty for ashes, turned my life around. He broke my chains and now I dance on solid ground. For all he's done to save me, I will raise my voice. I've got Jesus, cause I've got joy like a river running through my soul. Joy all around me, everywhere I go. Even in the desert, still it overflows. Oh, I've got joy, yeah, I've got joy never ending, cause he called my name. Every breath I breathe, a testament of amazing grace. Oh, hallelujah, everything is changed. Oh, I've got joy, yeah, I've got joy. He gave me beauty for ashes, turned my life around. He broke my chains and now I dance on solid ground. For all he's done to save me, I will raise my voice. I've got Jesus, so I've got joy like a river running through my soul. Joy all around me, everywhere I go. Even in the desert, still it overflows. I've got Jesus, so glad I have him. I've got Jesus, so I've got joy. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. That's one of them you want to be right in the middle. I wish I could testify and sing at the same time. I ain't quite figured that out. But even in the desert, oh my goodness. Y'all been there? In those dry places? We'll do this one more and then we'll get this Kathy up here. It's not on there. Stall. I don't know any knockoff shows. There we go. Big thing I've learned is not panic. Try to panic. See my hands, look at my hands. It's okay, it's hard to believe. I have faith, you will do here before you leave. So go tell the world about me. I was there, but now I live. I gotta go now for a little while. Look at my on the end of the journey, the end of the road. My spirit is with wherever you go. You have a purpose, and I have a plan. I'll make this promise, I'll come back again. But until then, go tell the world about me. I was there, but now I leave. I gotta go now for a little while. But the lights on the end, go tell the world about me. I was there, but now I live. I gotta go now for a little while. But the lights on the
Sherry, get ready to. Nah.
Are you good?
I can do, yeah.
Okay.
I'm used to faster songs, so this is slow, but with my age, it's good.
And right into your camera. Is it still one?
See what I can do today.
Holy Gracie.
I go sideways. So it's so funny. How does that happen? So Sherry gave me a song called Send Me, and it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. And so much, of course, that's what this is all about. Ruth did an amazing job. And I'm looking forward to what Sherry's got. And I've been practicing, so, man, because, it's new. When you're older, it gets harder to do these things. So I was practicing, and the Lord gave me a word this morning, and I call it a word of wisdom, because we've taught here on the spiritual gifts. And the word of wisdom is when the Lord imparts something into you that is from His wisdom. Yes. And He imparts you His wisdom, and He shows you something. And so the Lord had given me a word for the ladies as a whole, So what He brought back to me, He said, because this is about going and answering the call. He said, go into the room, preach my gospel. Remember, that's the Great Commission. I had a group once called Go with ARC. It meant God's orders from headquarters. And we ministered to Addiction Recovery Center. I've been blessed to do a lot of things in my 62 years. I really have. Lots. But the word that the Lord gave me this morning that I felt, He showed me something. He took me back. The very first time I stepped into ministry, anytime you go on behalf of God and you're ministering to other people, your ministry. You say, well, I don't have a ministry. Yes, you do. Every human being's been called to the ministry of reconciliation. Don't care who you are, where you come from. If you belong to Jesus Christ, you have a ministry, right? So what He gave me, He said, the first time I was called, I went, and the Lord told me, He said, I want to do it the way He showed it to me. He said, when we go in, sometimes we think that we can't do nothing. We think we have no gifts, no talents, no abilities, no nothing. And sometimes we don't even realize that there is ministry in us. I had no clue that ministry was that strong in me. I didn't know. And there's many stories on that one. But the one that the Lord brought to my mind, and this is the word that He gave. He said a lot of times with my women, He said they feel that they have nothing to give. And so they don't do anything because there's nothing that they feel they have a gift or a talent or ability to do. A gifting is from God. Mm-hmm. A talent is something you're born with. An ability is something you learn. Yeah. Those are different things. Mm-hmm. And And the Lord said they need to understand that sometimes your ministry comes out of necessity. That's the word. Your ministry comes out of necessity. So then I'll reel back to the first time that I stepped into a ministry. I didn't want to do it. It was teenagers. I ended up with them 40-some years. I didn't want to do it. My dad had a little church over here on Blacklog. It's going to take a minute because we're going to hear Sherry. My dad had a church over here on Blacklog. And the little church grew. We got to like about 80 people at one point. I mean, the church was growing good. Teenagers were coming in. We had 12 because I remember thinking, oh, we got the same number as the disciples. And we had a Sunday school program. That's where we began. We didn't know anything different. We just did what we know to do, you know. And so Dad looked at me and he said, Kathy, I want you to take care of the teens. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. And I didn't want to. I don't want to. And I didn't either because I said, Lord, I don't. Because my heart was, I'd rather sit in a Sunday school class and learn all I can learn. That was my focus. I want to learn all I can about God. I ain't got time for no kids. I want to learn about God. And so Dad said, well, let me talk to this other man and his wife. And he said, I'll talk to them. And he said, maybe they'll take it. And I'm like, because I don't want to, you know, okay? And it wasn't nothing personal. I just didn't want to do that. I just wanted to sit and listen to the word. And so we had a business meeting. Everybody was getting in their different functions. And this couple stood up and they said, well, we've been praying about it. And she said, but it's not us. But we do think it's Kathy. And I will tell you this, nobody can call you into the ministry. That's a God thing. That's a God thing. So I'm not saying that in any way. It was a God thing. But I was the only other choice. There was nobody else that was that much into the ministry that they could come teach the teens at that time. I was about 28. So I was young. I was 5 years into that. But I didn't know what ministry was. And the Lord opened the door for me to start working with these 12 teens. And in the next couple of years, or a year and a half that we were there, before the church dissolved, I fell in love with them. I had a friend that was in that church who got cancer, and she died. And one of the last things she said to me, she said, Kathy, will you look out for Sean? She said, I'm worried about Joe, her other son. She said, will you look out for Sean? She said, I hate leaving him with nobody to look out for him. And she's dying, you know, and I told her, I said, I will do my very best. I didn't know that necessity of teaching the teens was going to lead me to another place, which is a long story, Calvary Temple, where I would do 50 kids. Every Wednesday night there would be 50 children, sometimes up to 80 teenagers. And you know who moved next door to the church? Sean, Lucy's son, the one that died. He stayed with me till he's 18, and recently I actually married him and his wife. I marry people. Okay, so y'all just know that I marry people. I don't want to, so don't put that out there, you know, but I will when they ask. He was, you know, he was special to me. He's like my son. And out of necessity, I took the teens. It was a necessity of our church, and nobody else could do it, and I took it. Fell in love. When the church dissolved, me and Lou actually went out and traveled. Do you remember Sister Omi? Morgan? Sister Omi. And I had testified about the kids and how much I'd fell in love with them. And she stood up and she gave me a word from the Lord, and she said, God's not done with you in that area. She said, you're going to have more teens, so many teens, and they're going to love you the way that you love them. And I do. Now I have teens that are grandparents. And so for 20-some years, you've been a big part. Didn't mean I get to do other things. I got to do other things. But out of necessity, out of something I didn't want to do. So when the enemy tells you, sometimes, girls, it's necessity. You step into a place that needs your help. There's a lot of gifts and talents and abilities in this room. You step into it. He'll open a door for you. And he will use you mightily in that, and you will love it. That's a word for you women. Ruth already told you what the word said, and she already gave you a word when she started that God had women in here, that he's getting ready to move into some areas. And you think you can't. You may think you're too old. I'm 62. You ain't too old. As long as it's breath in this body, I'll move on. Right? So I'm going to do this song. Grab a hold of that. Ask God. Ask God to show you where. Look for the necessity. And it doesn't mean that's where you'll stay. I'm just telling you, when you're obedient to that, he will do things beyond your imagination.
If it's bandaging the broken, or washing filthy feet, here I am, Lord, send me. If it's loving one another, even when we don't agree, here I am, Lord, send me. If I'm poor, if I'm wealthy, I'll serve you just the same. Here I am, Lord, send me. On the mountain, on the valley, I will choose to praise. Here I am, Lord, send me. If I'm known by how I love, let my life reflect how much I love you. I love you. And before you even ask for my answer, will be yes, 'cause I love you. I love you. If the truth cuts like an arrow, I will say it anyway. 'Cause here I am, Lord, send me. And if it means that they'll reject me, Lord, I will still obey. 'Cause here I am, Lord, send me. And if I'm known by how I love, let my life reflect how much I love you. I love you. And before you even ask for my answer, will be yes, 'cause I love you. Oh, I love you. When I'm standing in your glory, I'll be glad I chose to say, here I am, Lord, send me. Well done, good and faithful, I live to hear you say, here I am, Lord, send me. Here I am, Lord, send me. Here I am, Lord, send me. If I'm Lord, my heart and love, let my life reflect how much I love you. Oh, I love you. Before you even ask for my answer, will be yes, 'cause I love you. I love you. If I know my how I love, let my life reflect how much I love you. Oh, I love you. Before you even ask, my answer will be yes, 'cause I love. Oh, how I love you. Oh, how I love you with everything